Okay, so let's hear it. We got 1, 2, and 3. Number 1, yes function or no function? What is the test, Tony?
The vertical line test.
It's not because if it does, it's not a function.
It doesn't have
Each
to.
x value paired up with one y value.
Okay, good. I got the rule up. I'm gonna leave the rule up all day. All right, number 2. Let's do a thumbs up for yes, a thumbs down for no. So many thumbs ups. Yes, this one is a function.
Yeah, it's a function.
Because it passed the test.
Number 3. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Boo.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no.
What makes it a function?
This rule here, read it.
Each x value. Oh, that's easy.
All right, here we go. Can someone please explain which number in number 3, which x value is breaking rules? -2 is a rule breaker, a little rebel. X equal -2 is paired with 7 and -3. For that reason, I'm not a fan of -2. I can't rely on it. If I pull -2 out of a hat, I only want it to tell me one y value so that I can rely on it. That's functioning. -2 should only be giving me 7. When I pull -2 out and I have to wonder, is it going to give me 7 or a -3? I no longer call that a function. All right, here's the next 3. So can you tell if it's a function by looking at a mapping? Wait a minute. What could I do to make my mapping better? Tony?
Label it.
What do I need to label?
Well, the left needs to be D, the right needs to be R.
Yeah, I'd love to see a domain and range label. I don't. Let's make this right. You got your X's and your Y's, so my expectation for you is to label. I better do it myself. You don't have to draw it. It's up to you. If you think drawing it's going to help you, you have a test next week. If you want to look back at this and use it as a study tool and the drawing is going to help you, then draw it. Joseph? Yeah. I'm going to write the ordered pairs for you, and I actually, as I was drawing number 6, I was thinking I should make them write these ordered pairs out. Yes.
Have you graded the test yet?
They'll go in by the end of the weekend. Yeah, they're pretty fine. Okay. I love Joseph's comment that number 6 got a million lines. It's okay. It's just more than what we've seen so far. So I'm gonna write these ordered pairs. -3, 12. -2, 13. -2, 15. -1, 14. And 0, 15. It's just that there's 5 ordered pairs there, and that's okay. They just happen to make 5 different matches with those ordered pairs. Yeah, and that's our first time, so I'm really glad you pointed that out. Okay, Asher, number 4. Yes function or no function? You got a 50-50 shot.
Wait, what did we repeat that?
Libby, what number ruins it in number 4?
It is, well, it's either 10 or 15. It's 5. Yeah. Thank you guys. I know.
So 5 is paired with both 2 and 4. So 5 is the rule breaker. So it's a no. Number 5. A yes or a no? That's the yes function. There's no rule breaker. That's what you were saying. Number 6, is that a yes or a no, Sophia? No function. What number is ruining it? No function. X equals -2 is rule breaker. Questions through number 6. Okay. All right, here's the next 3. All right, so let's do a recap. Who could tell me what the test is called when looking at a graph? Yeah. Let's try the vertical line test.
No.
So is a vertical line like this, or is it like the vertical? We do vertical jumps, vertical line. So if I draw a vertical line, I should only hit the graph in one place. I only hit once, so this one is yes function. On this vertical line, I hit the graph twice. Now I'm going to challenge somebody. Put my green dot here, my green dot here. Who in the room could tell me the ordered pairs for those green dots? Go ahead.
Okay, so the one on the top of the thing is -1, 1.
Let's
And
just
then-
pretend that one's a little bit lower. Let's
Okay.
pretend it's symmetrical.
The other one is -1, -1.
So we can see that this x value repeats. So that x value is the rule breaker. This figure is full of rule breakers. There's rule breakers at every point because it goes up and down. So that's a no. Tons of rule breakers. And number 9, I'll put a line here. This is also a no. It hits the vertical line twice. All right, questions on 7, 8, or 9, your vertical line tests. Yeah. I know. And I love it when I outdo myself. You know, I thought 9 and boom, I did 11.
These are the most difficult.
Well, you just add to what's it called? 1, 2, 3, 4.
What'd you do? All right. Okay, so I try to think. So 9 and 10 in your workbook were like this. And so yesterday's assignment, so lots of people had questions. So how do we know, you know, we don't have points and we don't have a mapping and we don't have a graph. How do we do it with an equation? So what's the strategy? Did I tell you guys the strategy for the equations? What did I say?
Substitution, yeah.
I called it a replacement set. I said try a replacement set to understand your equation. So let's try x equals 1, x equals 2, and x equals 3. But maybe if we try a replacement set, it'll help us understand. All right, so y equals 4. I'll take x out and put 1 in. Y equals 4. I'll take x out and put 2 in. So I'm trying these replacements. When I plug 1 in, I get 4 out. When I plug 2 in, I get 8 out. And when I plug 3 in, I get 12 out. So this is the question that really matters. I'm going to use 2. If x equals 2 is plugged in, what value will come out? Can I plug a 2 in and get a 9 out? Can I plug a 2 in and get a 0 out? No, every single time x goes in as 2, I know for sure I'm going to get an 8 out. And that's something that you can rely on. That is a function. Okay, so if in your equation you can put a number in and always get the same number out, you definitely have a function. Okay, I can only think of one equation right now. That's a no function. I didn't even put it up here because I wasn't even sure if you guys could do the math. Let me challenge you. Is this a function?
No.
Yeah, but let's see. There's not even an x here. I thought this was too hard for you when I tried it. Let's try it. Try x equals 1, x equals 2, and x equals, oh, I know. X equals -1, x equals 1, x equals 2, x equals 8. This is for the people in the room who are looking for a little challenge.
I got it. 9 times 1 is 9. Square root is, it's 3. 1 is 3.
It's not
I knew it.
working. This is what y squared looks like. It's not a function.
Wait, so it's not a function or it is?
Not a function. That one's a no. Okay, what about number 11? It was a waste of time. All right, what does x equals 3 look like?
Line increasing by 3.
I'm going to go on the x-axis.
Come on. It's vertical. It's a vertical. I was tricking you.
All right, this is what x equals 3 looks like. The ordered pair on the line here would be 3, 2, and the ordered pair here would be 3, 1. Here's 3, -1, and so on. It'll be infinity ordered pairs up and down. And for all infinity ordered pairs up and down, the x value will be 3. So 3 is just breaking the rules all over the place. So a perfect vertical line would be no, not a function. Okay, any questions on Bauer? Okay, get out your workbook. Get out your workbook, page 13.
No, I didn't do it. I got a broken thing on. Try taking a dang picture. A little picture.
Check your answers together.
Oh, you're not supposed to. Yeah, we check your present. Tony, I check your answers for you.
Jacob, do you have the day before?
I do not because I
If you're doing good, do it.
I did. I was focused. I was checking your answers.
Okay, so okay.
Also, I was watching TikTok.
Alright, so I'm gonna put a picture on the board. What was the I did x equals what in the X equals 3.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just show that. You guys need to start to really understand this. And we'll spend more time on it, but this is the line x equals 3. It goes through the x-axis. And then in homework, it was y equals 11. And a lot of people think that since it's a y and the y-axis goes up and down, that a y equation goes up and down, but it's actually opposite. Like people will get this wrong all through high school. Y equals 11 goes this way. Because every point on this line, y is at the 11.
I get it.
Like here's an ordered pair, and it's at 1, 11, and then here's an ordered pair, it's at 3, 11, and
But
here's an ordered pair at -2, 11. Like y is always 11, and on this point, x is always 3. So x is 3 here, and y is 11 here. And logically, when you hear an x equals equation, you think it goes like this because the x-axis goes like this. But an x equals equation is the opposite. So x equals equations are no functions, and y equals equations are yes functions. And most people won't figure that out. Most people understanding that takes you from like average to a little bit higher.
I was gonna say like if it was x equals 11, would it be up and down?
All right. Other than that, your homework looked really good. So let's go over some notes. Right under your bell, take some notes.
I know.
This is the same. Yeah, this is the same section as yesterday. still chapter 1-7. Logan, I don't know if you remember this, but do you remember from the handout yesterday the size of the typing? This guy. Yeah. You remember it, Asher? It was tiny. The typing on the handout yesterday was it was too small. I had complaints. And what's crazy is, like, I felt every example I put in that handout was really useful. It still didn't cover everything from section 7. So, yeah, I could have put more on that handout, but I don't like copying more than one paper for everybody. So, but I'm giving you a worksheet today anyway. This is still the same section as yesterday, but I couldn't fit it in your handout. So you're writing notes yourself. Chapter 1-7. Function notation. And it's up to you how much you write of this. It's up to you how much you write of this. You need to do 1, 2, and 3, but if you want to write the whole thing out, that's your call. Do you guys know that y is the same as f of x?
Yes.
That in any equation, you can take y out and put f of x in. The f stands for function, and the x is the variable in it. Oh, I'm going to change the third one. My handy dandy note.
Tears. Mine would be tears. What's these tears? Why?
Alright, so maybe I need to write this more clearly. I've got more to do. Alright, so you've worked with equations. This is an equation. I see y here and I see x here. So if an equation is a function, you can use function notation to say that. So for function notation, you take y out and you replace it with f parentheses x. So if your equation is y equals 3x minus 8, that's the same as f of x equals 3x minus 8. So you're taking the y and you're putting in f of x. So go ahead and do that for 1, 2, and 3. Right.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. That's it for now, but I'm gonna add to it. All right, so Benjamin, go ahead and do number 1. Right now it says y equals 5x plus 4. Please write it in function notation. Surely you were just talking to your group mates about function notation. It wasn't an off-task conversation. Okay, let's kick it to the people behind you who have to deal with you talking the entire class. Brianna? Oh, Brianna. Come on, Benjamin, you could have done that.
Amen.
Come on, Ben. Benjamin, do you want to do the second one or? No, I'm gonna call somebody else. I'm gonna head over. Lauren? Lauren, do you want to do the second one? Okay, let's hear it. Okay. Benjamin, what did we do in number 2?
Come on, man.
With what? What did I take out and what did I put in? Yes, that's it. That's all we're doing. Okay. Number 3 has an extra little trick to it. Mikhail, you do 3.
I can do it.
I
got it.
Fine, Tony.
So easy.
Tony's a cool kid. See that? See that?
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so if your variable is something fancy, you got a G, you got an H, you got a whatever, you put it in here. I could even put a star here, and it would be f of star. So whatever the variable is goes in the function notation. This is just kind of like a name, function n, function x, function x, and it means, you know, y really. Okay. All right. Here's the work. Yeah, here's the actual work. Wait a minute.
Wait, that's
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Tony was about to say.
All right, Gabriel, tell me a number, any number. 5. Sorry, everybody. I'll do 5x. Janelle, give me a number, any number. Plus 10. All right, here's our equation. It's f of x equals 5x plus 10. So when you evaluate, you plug in for x. So if this is f of 2, this means take x out and replace with 2. I don't want to. No, you can't.
Tony, you write
We're
that.
gonna do all of it. Hello? Yeah. All right. So this means I'm going to use the equation provided, and I'm going to evaluate it. I'm going to take x out and replace it with 2. So instead of f of x equals 5x plus 10, I'm going to do f of 2 equals 5 times 2 plus 10. I got to erase this. This is in my way. So now I'm going to keep going. F of 2 equals 10 plus 10. F of 2 equals 20. And that means when x is 2, y is 20. It's an ordered pair 2, 20. There's a whole lot that it means, actually. All right, so now I'll put 5 back up. 5 was find f of negative 3. So it's really important you show your work. I'm going to do f of negative 3 is 5 times negative 3 plus 10. Okay, go ahead, Jacob. You can do it.
Okay, so 5 times negative. I would like complete silence. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. Plus 10 is negative 5. So 3 or negative 3 and negative 5 is an ordered pair. Just because I have a book on doesn't mean I can't do things.
Okay, there's only one more. What was it? What was the third one before you erased? Did anybody write the third one before I erased them?
I didn't.
1? Thank you. All right, Libby, you're gonna do this one, and then you gotta go to the office. No, it's not like that. I don't think. Well, I guess I don't know. Take your stuff. No, they said it. All right, so we're gonna take the X out and put 1 in. F of 1 equals 5 times 1. Can you do it, Lucky? So you just ignore this. It's not even a part of the problem. You can forget about it. And just do the order of operations.
Okay, so 5 times 1 is 5.
Yeah.
Plus 10.
Yeah.
1 is 15.
And that's it. So now I'm going to bring the f back into the problem, and I'm going to say f of 1 is 15 in the box. So this parentheses isn't a math operation. It's just telling us what you plugged in. It's telling us for this function, I'm putting 1 in. It could just as easily be a y, but it's telling us what to put in for x. Okay? All right, so I have a handout for you. It's 8 questions, but all 8 has like an A, B, C, and D that you have to evaluate.
Wow.
So how many questions is that really? Maybe 32?
Oh,
I gotta go home.
So let's shorten it.